Do you like the look? Feel very Nicki Minaj-esque. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cornelia, but you can call me Corny, and my channel is Cornyco. I like to talk a lot about Japan, culture, food, my life and other things going on. I decided to film it outside, so if you hear sirens blaring or whatever, I'm sorry. I wanted a really pretty view just for a change, so bear with me. This month I've been asking you guys to request what you really want to see. Of course, we are a community, so I want to get you involved a lot this month, and somebody asked to talk about how did I feel when I first came versus how do I feel about Japan now. I do have a travel vlog of me traveling to Japan and teaching for the first time and my experience about that, so I will link those videos at the end of the video and maybe in the cards, I'm not sure right now. So when I first came, I was very excited because it's something that I've been preparing for a very long time, at least in my heart and my mind. Like, it's something I've always really wanted to do. So I wasn't too scared. I was just sad leaving my family because I love my family and very close with everyone and I adore them. And I did cry, but sitting on that plane I was just so excited, looking out the window and thinking I'm about to start my life finally in Japan. I think from about 12 I've always really wanted to travel in Japan. Whilst I was doing my training and getting everything prepared, like my finances, internet, bills sorted, and like trying to navigate my life around Japan, I wasn't really scared. It's just like a long time coming. I was very excited, and I think the fresher you are, usually the more exciting everything is. It's all new to me, and I've seen people, you know, talk about it and just live their lives, but it's never the same until you actually live here yourself. And in the first few months it felt like a vacation, to be honest. You know, it just felt so surreal. I can't really think of anything else to say about how I felt then, because I've kind of lived through it and I've shown you guys. It's in my past vlogs. From the very moment I set my foot on this land, I've been vlogging and documenting my life and experiences here in Japan, so it's kind of hard to recap everything because I've just been doing it naturally as time has progressed. But that's the short version of it. I think it's maybe more interesting for me to speak about how I'm feeling about now and compare the two. It's been about 4 years now and time has flown, guys. It's gone so fast, I cannot believe it. It just feels like the other day that I came, but that's probably because I'm really enjoying my life here. Of course there's been a lot of situations that have kind of thrown me a bit, not thrown me, like I expected some ignorance to happen, some sexist remarks and feelings and different treatment just because I am a foreigner, I am an outsider, and I kind of already expected it. You know, I've been wanting to come here a long time, so I've been following people who have been living here, and also as a black person I've always learned to be on my guard anyways, no matter what country, because matter of fact is we are treated differently anyways in most societies. I'm gonna have to kind of teach people how to treat and behave around me, you know, the kind of things that are acceptable and not. And of course I want to show the best side of myself and my culture and represent as a black person and a foreigner living in Japan. I can't really remember every single situation, to be honest, but it's just like little tiny things that haven't affected my life enough for me to want to leave this country. I have a lot of other people that live here, other black people too, who haven't had such great experiences and have a very negative feeling. There's all different factors that will affect the way that you receive things and experience Japan. So my experience will never be the same as your experience when you guys come here, and this is why it's so good for when new content creators or people come here to share, you know, their experiences and what they feel, because it's not going to be the same as mine. We're all different in some way. Yeah, we may do similar things, but the way that we feel and experience is totally different. We're all unique in our own way. There's a lot of people here that do want to leave, and usually do leave after like the 1 or 2 year mark, because they realize there's nothing here for them in terms of a future, or they're struggling mentally, they need like a support system and they're not feeling supported enough because they haven't built that here. And I think it is hard to build that kind of feeling, that kind of community in a foreign country, especially in a place where, in like Asia, where you're not represented and you're the minority. Like, there's so few of you, so it's harder to deal with that. A lot of foreigners don't actually settle here, so it is hard to pick and choose who your community will be, because, you know, you're not sure if they're coming or going. So I understand people don't last here very long, and the ones that do, they have to obviously adapt themselves. I think I've changed in the way that I behave. I've become a lot quieter. in some circumstances, obviously not at home in my own space. But here in Japan, you know, you have to kind of get with the rules. My style has become a lot more modest, maybe a little bit more cutesy as well. I do shop online a lot because there's just some sizes that you can't get. Like, come on, with all this. You think they're gonna accommodate for us shapely people? No. When I first came here, I was just hell-bent on like making loads of friends. I talked to everybody, I interacted, I got everybody's lines. I was just like so gung-ho, so excited to just hang out with people, travel with people. But I think as time's rolled on, you realize that just because we're living in a foreign country doesn't mean you have to be friends with every single like foreigner person out here. You end up kind of settling for people who you wouldn't normally usually click with outside of Asia. Maybe back home in your home country, they're just not the kind of people you would choose, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can get to meet a lot of interesting, funny people that can just teach you a whole new perspective and things about their culture and things on life, and that is cool. But also that means you're more subjected to letting in people who are just not good for you, toxic people, and that has happened to me quite a few times where I've had to like get rid of friendships that I thought just weren't healthy for me, and I wouldn't usually go for that type of person. And that's the reason why, because I feel like my energy is very positive, happy energy, you know, and not like the BS type, like, oh, I'm happy all the time. You guys see me. If I'm sad, I'm sad. If I'm angry, I'm angry. I'll let you know. I do not hold my tongue. You know, I express myself. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, life is so great in Japan all the time, because that is not the real. But if it doesn't feel right in your heart, don't do it, guys. That's a mistake I made when I first came here. But I'm glad now that I've got people that I really do love. Some have left, but I've met so many awesome people that will be long life friends. But I'll tell you a secret, guys. You guys are different. If you've been following me and you're part of the community, there's an exception for you. You like, we've already got a bond there already. You know, you ain't no random. I still feel very excited by living in Japan. Of course, I teach here in Japan and I have to live my daily life. And you know, it's not as exciting when you've got to go and do your chores, you got to clean, you got to pay bills, to teach and do your job. You've got responsibilities. So yeah, day to day is way different than, you know, coming here for a vacation and holiday. And it isn't going to be exciting every single day, but on those days that I have off and that time, that free time that I have, I'm exploring, I'm learning new things, and I feel like Japan is a place that really stimulates me, and I feel like I can't get that same stimulation back home in the UK. Not everybody feels that way, and that's okay. I just wish people wouldn't project their negative feelings about Japan and about the people, like Japanese people, based on their experience. And I think it's just stupid to expect that person to feel the same way that you do. Just let people live their lives. It just depends on what you want from Japan, and even then you might not get what you wanted, what you were searching for. But for me, I don't know, it's just built up so long that I'm just like, I am here, I am happy. I still love things like shrines, and there's still a lot of food and things that I haven't experienced and places that I haven't been to in Japan. Of course, that thing hit in 2020, so that's kind of postponed things that I really wanted to do in Japan. So I'm still like, oh, I've got a bucket list and I still haven't got that yet. Of course, I've ticked off a lot already, but I just feel like I'm not finished with Japan. And when you first come, you're like, oh, that's that thing I've seen on TV or in a brochure, and look, it's right here. And then you do get used to seeing it. But for me, I still like it. You know, it's not like, there's that thing again, there's another temple, oh my god, sushi. Like, I'm happy. Am I allowed to say this? I'm happy, guys. The only thing that's missing, you know what's missing. Stay tuned for more story times. I also kind of felt very much like a baby bird, because there's a lot of things that I didn't know. Just in terms of navigating Japan, like cheap little deals that you can get, little hints and tips and tricks and stuff like that. I just think I'm more knowledgeable now on how to get around Japan. Of course, my language has improved, but I'm not studying as hard as when I first came. I do want to pick it back up again. However, my focus isn't on studying Japanese entirely yet, but I'm feeling that urge that I really should, because if I'm gonna stay here, it would just help my life and other people's lives, you know, because right now I don't feel like leaving, especially due to the pandemic. I think when you live anywhere, you kind of, there will be moments that challenge you or test you and kind of hold a mirror up to yourself. and you're thinking, oh god, like, oh, I'm this way when this happens, and you're like, oh gosh, I don't know, that it could be good or bad. I didn't think I knew how introverted I was until coming here. I mean, not as introverted as some Japanese people. I just like my own personal space. I don't want to mingle too much. I do enjoy meeting people and hanging out with that I feel cool vibes with, but I get very drained from being around a lot of people. I get overwhelmed, and my anxiety of the build-up of meeting people in foreign countries, I don't know why, but I just didn't realize I was like that until coming here. You have to make money to do all these things, to fund doing the things that you want to do, to live. So of course that preoccupies a lot of your time as well. The work ethic here is absolutely ridiculous, guys. There are people that just don't leave or get back home till like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, and that's normal, you know, and then they'll start at like 8 in the morning or something like that, or 9 in the morning, and it's just like, I couldn't imagine a life like that. I can't do it. I don't want to sit at an office job and just bust my ass to be unhappy. I'm trying to focus a little bit more on the YouTube route because it's something I really enjoy, and I can be creative because I want to enjoy my life, and I want to be able to travel and get more of the good things instead of becoming like everybody else that lives here, like the native people, the locals in Japan, who just work a lot. Yeah, people work really, really hard here and are expected to work really hard because it's the Japanese way, and I think that's a huge contribution to why people do get depressed and, you know, get antisocial, because they just don't have the time, and I don't want to become that. I've never been that person, and I'm not planning to. So with that being said, guys, please subscribe, support the channel, share, like and comment, help the algorithm. I'm trying to push to 10,000 community members, and that will help me not be sucked into this, you know, hamster wheel. I told you in the very beginning, I don't want to leave this world regretting anything. I just want to do the things I love. I want to be my true authentic self. I hope this has given you some kind of insight. If I miss anything, I might do a recap in another year. But thank you so much for listening to me just talk about my feelings and thoughts on living in Japan. I might make a part 2 if I think of more. I might check in again after another year. My feelings might change depending on what I experience, but for now I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please follow me on Instagram because that kind of acts as a second channel. I do post content that you won't get to see here on YouTube, so head over there. And until next time, guys, Faito, Gambate, peace and love. Bye!